Okay, today we are going to learn about quadratics. It's a topic in grade 10, very vast topic actually, but we'll just learn some of the basics. There are three ways to represent one quadratic equation. It's like this. Someday we feel like wearing different colors or we want to dress up ourselves in a different way. You must be thinking, am I mad? Why am I talking about clothes or dressing while doing quadratics? It simply means that same equation can be written in three ways. Like I can dress up in three different ways. Same ways, one equation can be written in three ways. What is the first way? The first way is called as the standard form. How does it look like? Standard form looks like ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this is the major reason why do we call such equations as quadratic. Do you know the meaning? What makes it quadratic? This square. You can see this in this whole expression. The highest degree, when I say highest degree, that means the highest exponent of the variable, that is 2. So this is what makes it a quadratic. This is the standard form of quadratic. Let's move to the second form of it, which is factored form. How does factored form looks like? It looks like this: a x minus s x minus r. We'll see other things. What is s, what is r, what is a. We'll see those later. We're just going to see how do they look like. So factored form looks like this. Now you must be thinking, why do we call this quadratic? Here the exponent of x is 1. Just a minute ago I said we call it quadratic since the exponent is 2. Here also the exponent is 2. How? Let me just quickly show you. You can see this bracket and this bracket is getting multiplied, right? So which makes x times x as x squared. That's why here also the highest degree of exponent is x squared. I mean 2. Let's move ahead. Third form is the vertex form. How does vertex form looks like? It looks like y is equal to a x minus h whole square plus k. We'll see what is h, what is k later on. So these are the three forms of quadratic. Same equation can be written in three forms. Oh, I wrote here 0. Please don't mind. You can replace this with y. Alright. So that's what we have. Now if I have to show you on the graph how does quadratic looks like. Let's take a basic quadratic function. How does it look like? It looks like this. Y is equal to x squared. This is the very basic function. If I have to plot it, how would I plot? X here, y here. Let's take up some of the values of x. So I can take my x as, I'll take -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2. I can take these values. If I take these values and replace my x with 2, -2, what will I get for my y? Y will be equal to -2 square, which will make it 4. So I'll write my y as 4. If I take my x as -1, my y will become just 1. If I take my x as 0, so just replace x with 0, what will I get for my y? Yes, my y will be 0. If x is 1, y was 1, x is 2, y is 4. So that's how my simple function y is equal to x squared function will look like. Let's plot it. My 1, 2, -1, -2. 1 and 1, 2 and 4. So that's how it will look like. 0 and 0 here. That's how my basic quadratic function looks like. Yes, so in the factored form, what do we actually do? In the factored form, this s and r are basically called as y-intercepts. Let me take a screenshot of this if in case I need it in future. Okay, let's erase it. How to erase? Here we go. Okay, now what I want you to learn, I just want you to learn, so you can see this is the basic graph. This was a very basic graph. But we don't really need basic graphs. We are learning, so we need some advanced graphs. Okay, let's see the meaning of this S, R, H, and K. What does that mean? That simply means wherever my graph is going to touch the x-axis, that represents S and R. So this point is S, this point is R. There are many names with which we know it. We call it roots, we call it zeros, and sometimes we call them solutions. And also x-intercept. How can we forget this name? Oops, my spelling. Don't mind. Intercept, right? Why do we call them x-intercept? Because where is it going to touch the x-axis? Where this graph is going to touch the x-axis, that's why we call these points as x-intercepts. Why do we call them zeros now? We call them zeros because at these 2 points, the value of y coordinate is 0. You can see the value of y coordinate. S and R could be anything, but this is for sure at these 2 points, the value of y is going to be 0. So now you know in the factored form, S and R represents what? Zeros or x-intercepts. And now what is this H and K? Vertex is this. This is called as vertex. Wherever your minimum or maximum point is going to exist. This coordinate, there will be some x coordinate and y coordinate, that is called as vertex. This is our vertex, right? So this line which just divides this parabola into 2 equal parts is called as axis of symmetry. It just passes through the middle of this parabola. It's just exactly the middle coordinate of these 2 zeros. Right, so I think you're getting a little familiar with this. So rest of the things we will see in the next class. What is A, and like what are the different functions of A, like how changing the value of A will change your whole graph look way different. So stay tuned. If you have any questions, I would love to see them. All right, bye bye.